Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back after the break. You're watching Ask Iman, the late night show in conversation with Sheikh Khidr Hussain, who is one of the respected Imam and Khatib in a masjid in London. Inshallah, if you do have any questions, this is the time where you can ask any question and no subject is off the limit. All the necessary details are at the bottom of your TV screen. Now, Sheikh, let's move on now to the next questions that we have got. And that is from a sister. My sister was in a mental health hospital as she was not well. During this time, my brother-in-law went abroad to get married. Is this correct? Should he not be taking care of his wife?
In such a circumstance, caring for the sister is absolutely essential.
You mean the wife?
The wife.
Okay.
Getting married is also essential. So when you have two important situations together, so the brother, I believe he went abroad to get married and he left the person he was caring for.
The understanding of what I understood is here during this time, the brother-in-law went to Pakistan. So I think the brother maybe went abroad to marry second time. So that's what the understanding. We can cover both the sides if that's okay. So we can make sure that both of them are covered. So if the person is already married, can they go abroad without notifying the wife and get married? That's number one. And number two, if that is not the case, then if the brother had a sister and she is ill, the brother can go abroad and get married?
Well, let's deal with the first one, the last point you mentioned. Let's bring that to the beginning.
Fine.
So when it comes to a brother looking after his sister, especially if she has mental health related issues, then in that case the brother has to ensure that his dear sister is being looked after. Yes, he has needs and he has to get married, but that can perhaps be delayed because the sister needs someone to care for her, especially when she is not self-sufficient, she is dependent. And the next point was?
I mean, he said if it was a wife and the brother then went abroad to get married second time, obviously taking into consideration polygamy is not allowed in this country.
I want to mention one point. Often it is injustice to the first wife. So what happens is that without telling that wife, the person would go abroad and just get married. And having that discussion, whatever step you want to take in your life is absolutely essential. You've made a covenant with somebody when you came together. Mithaqan ghaliza, as Allah refers to it in the Quran, this strong bond between two people where we exchange love and commitment and dedication and to live together. All of a sudden you break all of that and you go and you make this decision. That shouldn't be the correct way forward. I've lived with someone, I might have children with someone, at least let me have a conversation with her. That could be a starting point, not just leave and make a decision. When it comes to the permission, the Sharia doesn't say that the permission is required. All I'm saying is, as a Muslim, what happened to my amana, trust, that I've made that commitment to live my life with that person. All of a sudden I can't. So
especially if they fall ill.
Yeah, does the person not have a right to know what I'm going to do? I'm supposed to be a husband, or it could be the wife, so on and so forth. So the way forward as a Muslim is having those healthy conversations is absolutely essential.
Thank you ever so much. Hope this answers the question. Also, we have to be mindful of where we live in, the society that we live in, what are the legal concerns, and we should always be the citizen that always follows the law, and also make sure that we are fully have a good understanding of the legal aspect of it and what is allowed and what is not allowed. And if we do have any questions or concerns, then please do get in touch with someone who is qualified to have those private consultations. Not everything can be possible to discuss on air due to the limitation of time as well. So please feel free to get in touch, have a one-to-one conversation if you're not sure, if you're not certain about particular law or legislation. Inshallah, hope this answers your question. Now, moving on to the next question. Assalamu alaikum, brothers. After intimate relationship with with spouse, what are the rulings on ghusl? Does a woman need to completely wash her hair each time?
After mujama'a, intercourse, it is essential that the ghusl is performed fawran, immediately, and is not delayed. The ulama, they consider delaying it ta'khiran as kiraha, as makruh, something that is disliked. It is jawaz ma'al kiraha. It is permissible, but it is disliked. Immediately performing the ghusl is awla. If a person has intercourse with his wife, the wife has intercourse with the husband, and it might be that in this time period they have intercourse on numerous occasions. So it might be that they had intercourse at a certain time. Half an hour later, they perhaps had intercourse again, then in that case, it doesn't mean that they have to do ghusl in the middle. Then the ghusl can be done just before Fajr, for example, together. When it comes to performing the ghusl, the hair needs to be washed again from the head all the way down. It is absolutely essential that the full body is washed when the bath or the shower is being taken on the brother's side as well as the sister's side. Wallahu alam.
Thank you for clarifying that. Now, one of the additional questions, sometimes some certain families, they have a joint family, extended family living together, perhaps the nature of the structure of the family, they've got a bigger house. Now, there is an element of shyness and haya involved in that. So late at night, going to the bathroom to have a shower, just that kind of element. So puts people off to go and take shower late at night, and that's why they may delay it until the morning or until the Fajr. What would your take be on that?
If it happens to be when we are living perhaps together, parents in the same house, brothers, wives,
Siblings.
sister, husbands, so quite close-knit family living together, that can be a challenge where you're trying to have a shower quite late at night, and naturally the people living next door, they will know who has a shower at that time of the night. So because of that reason, sometimes we shy away from that. So it can be a challenge. But Islamically, the most important thing is I don't want to miss Fajr because of my shyness. Shyness means that I try my best to maintain good adab, good house rules, that the people don't know that this is going on in the house. But when it comes to praying, I have to pray. So if the ghusl needs to be performed, it needs to be performed regardless of others knowing or not, especially before Fajr, because it's common that the intercourse itself happens during that period. So before Fajr, it is absolutely essential that the ghusl is done, even though the family members might know of the situation. Wallahu ta'ala ala wa alam.
Jazakallah khair for clarifying it. Now move on to the next question. Salam, my question is, I'm suffering from some level of mental health issues for few years and have been seeing counselors, etc. for help. I've always been trying to seek knowledge and have been going to great extent to teach that knowledge that I cannot put to words. I memorized each page of the Quran, though I forgot completely as I was doing it. This is the result of my issues in inverted commas. I have been seeking every means to get better, but this trial is still with me. I'm disheartened after many years of resilience, and I'm just questioning my place in it. Can't become a hafiz or amongst the ulama, so struggling to become a hafiz or an alim, not for recognition or anything. Really don't know what I am looking from this. Appreciate your help.
First and foremost, we invoke to Allah sincerely that He grants you shifa'an ajila, shifa'an kamila. Every person has a test that they are going through. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, "Man yuridillahu bihi khayran yusib minhu." The one whom Allah loves, Allah puts them through some difficulty. He puts them through trial and tribulation. The moment a believer can acknowledge that, they will derive benefit. The moment they start saying, why me? What did I ever do? I'm a practicing person. Why am I going through these challenges? Now they won't derive benefit. Now it will just become a problem for them. Imam Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he was asked, إِذَا أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَى الْإِنسَانِ كَيْفَ يَعْرِفُ. When a slave of Allah is given a blessing, كَيْفَ يَعْرِفُ, that if it's a ni'mah am fitna, if it's a blessing or if it's a trial. Imam Ibn al-Qayyim, from his wisdom, he says that through this difficulty, if they come closer to Allah, it's a blessing. Through this difficulty, if they turn away from Allah, then remember this was just a trial that you did not succeed in. The difficulty you're going through, persevere, remain patient, make lots of dua, and it makes me happy that even though you're going through this difficulty, you are still concerned about seeking knowledge and learning the Quran. And I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you the tawfiq to prosper in that very thing that you are doing. Stay strong, make lots of dua. When it comes to the sunnah adhkar, Rasulullah has taught us reading Surah Al-Ikhlas, Surah Falaq, Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, blowing it on your hand 3 times before you go. Try and implement those ruqyas within yourself, inshaAllah. Try to go to Umrah, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sincerely, go to His house, and do all of those things that will bring change, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. May Allah make it easy for you.
Jazakallah khair. Hope that answers your question. And as you've rightly said and mentioned that you're seeing counselor, please do continue seeing those qualified counselors, seek professional advisors that are available out there. And inshallah, as Sheikh has mentioned, continue making dua. And hopefully, inshallah, may Allah make it easy for you. We all of us make dua. Let's move on now to a caller who's on the line. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. You're live on Ask Iman.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Yes, your question,
Yeah, yes, I got two questions.
please.
The first question is in a hadith, it says Allah allowed to have a contract marriage, to marry a woman for 2 years or 3 years or for 6 months or something, and then Allah forbidden that marriage. And why it was? Why Allah allowed in the first place? And the second question is, if you keep beard like a sunnah or prophet, and if you trim from down or the top, like to make like a shape or something, is it allowed?
You mean the beard, trimming the beard and making it into a
Yeah,
shape? Okay.
yeah. I mean, from down, I trim like to make like a round shape, or in the top, on the side, just to trim.
Okay. Instead of
allowed
having a
in
long
Islam?
bearded.
Long beard, like, yeah,
Okay. So instead of having a long beard, designing and shaping the beard. Is that correct?
yes.
Okay. The question is clear. Any other questions?
That's it.
That's it. Jazakallah khair. Thank you ever so much. We'll answer this question, but it's after this short break, inshallah. So do stay tuned with us. We'll be right back in a few moments. But thank you very much for asking those two important questions. Dear viewers, it's once again time for a short break. And if you do have any questions, even when we're off, if you would like to drop us a text or email us, then you can surely do that. And all the necessary details are there. We'll be right back in a few moments. Do stay tuned with us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.